Me?
AJ.
It is here, one of the favorite days of the year for the Bocchini clan. This is the Don loves to discuss, debate, and out brawl about the college football playoffs and all that is right and wrong with the world. He is the one, the only AJ Bocchini.
What's up, Jack?
And Doug.
What's up, Dad? What's up, Dad? Like you said, it's one of my favorite days of the year.
Yep.
Now it's become one of my favorite days of the year because if you've seen the action last night, it was very compelling. So I'm excited.
Did they announce it yet? I'm trying to find a live thing while we're talking here.
No, they haven't announced it yet. No.
Okay. See, you said they would right at 11. I knew they'd be fooling around.
They're taking their sweet time.
Oh, it's going to be an hour-long show.
Yeah.
4 hours long.
Oh,
4 hours long?
That's too long. We ain't waiting for that. All right, AJ, you're the man. Where do you want to start?
Let's start right there.
Okay. What do you got? What do you think? SMU or Alabama? Who should be in?
SMU's in easy for me.
Why over Alabama?
Because Alabama didn't play yesterday.
Okay, but are they better? Who would you take?
No.
If SMU and Alabama were playing, who'd you pick to win?
Jennings is much better. Jennings is a good quarterback. I like it. SMU.
Okay, that's fair. Doug, what do you think about that? That's what the controversy is going to be. If
It
there is one.
is. I can only take. I was listening to sports radio yesterday, and they had a guy in and said, they were talking about the election committee, and they said, hey, we need to get more coaches on this election committee, the ADs, and those guys don't know anything. And they said, this is exactly what they talked about. They said if you had more coaches, they would not put Alabama in. They're not playing like a playoff team, and they don't deserve it.
The only person that's not impartial in there is Barry Alvarez.
Well, yeah, I hear that and I agree with it. I think it's 50-50 though, whether they make it or not. I wouldn't be surprised. Remember last year there was only 4 playoffs and Florida State was undefeated, although their quarterback just got hurt, and Alabama got in ahead of them.
I think they got punished because of that. Their quarterback getting hurt, which shouldn't have happened.
Well,
I hope SMU makes it.
Me too.
Yeah.
The team that I'm always the most outraged about is Notre Dame. They don't play anybody. They don't play in a conference. They have a few, like usually USC is good. They were terrible this year, and Notre Dame beat them. Like that's going to prove anything at the end of the year. I think until they go in a conference, they should not be allowed in the playoffs. It's just ridiculous.
Really, Jen?
Yes, I'm outraged.
Well, they already don't get the host. They already don't get a first round bye.
So they shouldn't be in there. Get them out.
Jack, they have to start playing somebody, but they're never going to be out because they have too much darn money, right? I mean, it's all
right.
It's all about money. It's all about ratings and things like that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I agree with this. It's ridiculous. Until they get stomped a couple times, then it's kind of like everybody wants to bring them back. If they get stopped for a couple of years, making the playoffs by playing Sisters of the Poor, then they'll say, "Oh, maybe Notre Dame doesn't deserve to be in this."
No kidding. Unfortunately for Notre Dame, there's not a service academy conference that they could join because that's what they basically are doing.
Well, because the service academy is already in a conference. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the point, Jay.
They lost to Northern Illinois when the refs tried to screw Northern Illinois, but they couldn't quite do it, and they prevailed. So I don't know. That's my good. Now, what else, AJ? Who do you think? What did you? Let's talk about the games yesterday. Did you see Georgia and Texas?
I did.
And Doug, I don't know if you saw that too, but that was a tremendous game. What did you think of that?
It's a tremendous game for me. Honestly, I think Georgia got lucky because if you saw the end of the game or the second half of the game, Carson Beck got hurt. The best quarter, in my opinion, one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Yeah, you've been talking about him, and he was having a tough first half. In the last play of the first half, he gets injured.
Smacked.
Yep. On his arm.
But I did think it was pretty cool at the end of the game. He went back in the game and had the ball off because the other quarterback got dinged up. So
dinged up. He got hammered.
Yeah, he didn't know what planet he was on.
Yeah, so
Man, that
but
was some hit.
they did just get a first round bye, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was surprised Texas didn't score more against Georgia. To tell you the
Yeah,
truth,
yeah. Quinn, ooh, Boise just got a first round bye.
what? Good. What do you think of Boise? Are they going to do anything in this playoff?
Ashton Genty, man, and
I know who is there, but answer my question.
I think they will. I think they will. They got a first round bye in the Sugar Bowl. They'll be good to go.
Good. Okay, Doug, what do you think of Boise State?
I don't know. I'm not on the bandwagon. I mean, I think he's a horse, but when you go in and start playing and you can plan for somebody rather than creeping up, Oregon's not always the best defensive team in the country.
Oregon, keep in mind that Oregon game, I just found this out today. That Oregon game, they needed 2 kick returns for touchdowns to beat them.
Yeah, well, that's early in the season planning. They go up against Georgia or Texas with that defensive line. I think they'll be stuffing him. So I give them credit. I hope they do well because I like to see balance, and I think the balance is there. So I hope they do well.
My only disappointment is they don't get a home game, so we don't get to see their blue turf again.
What would be beautiful right now is if Boise State play Notre Dame in the first round. And
I'd love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be good?
That'd be the ultimate ass kicking. Yes.
I think actually Georgia caught a break when their quarterback got hurt. I feel badly for the kid. I'm not making fun of that. But it's kind of reminded me when the Badgers were doing so well against Penn State, and then that Drew Aller gets hurt. They plan for him, just like Doug was saying. When you plan for a player, they bring in the backup. They don't know anything about the backup, and he runs all over on them.
That quarterback is a 5-star too.
Right. But Texas had no game plan for him. They hadn't seen him. They didn't know what hit him. I think that really helped Georgia.
They had no idea.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be good. I think the playoffs are going to be great. I'm excited about the 12 team. I think it's good.
Let's see who Notre Dame gets. Ooh, Clemson got in. They're the 12 seed.
Clemson did get into the 12 seed. Did it?
Well, they won. They won their conference. They had to get in.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
If they're 12,
that means Notre Dame is 5. Yay!
Notre Dame got the 5?
No, that means Notre Dame can be maximum of 5.
Well, we don't want to give them the 5 because everybody wants the 5.
Why does everybody want the 5? I'm not following that closely.
It falls into. I think you go 5-12, and then you go 5-12, and then you're at. Right, then you go
6-11 and like the basketball, 7-10 and all that kind of good stuff.
I was trying.
Another
Sorry, boys. I got the show on in the background.
Go ahead.
Clemson, Texas. First round game.
Clemson's going to get killed, I think.
Yeah, I do also.
At Texas.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Who's the player? I have one in mind, but who is the player that you want to see, you're most interested to see in this tournament?
The most interesting player to me is I have to go Ashton Genty again because I just think the guy is just a horse, and I want to see if a horse can outrun a bunch of thoroughbreds. We'll see.
What about you, Doug?
It's a good question, Jack. I don't know if I could choose a player I'm most interested to see.
Actually,
I got one.
You got one? Who is it?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see. I'm not even going to say his name right, probably. Cam Scatabo, the running back.
Yeah, that's the other one.
The running back for Arizona State. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
He reminds me of me. He's like a bowling ball.
He's a bowling ball, and he looks like a redneck. So,
I don't know what he looks like with his helmet off, but oh my gosh, I love the way he runs.
Oh, they showed a picture on him. He's got the beard. He's got the beard look, no mustache and things, but the beard look. He looked like he just came out of the woods and cutting down trees rather than.
Yeah, he does.
I like this quote I saw from him yesterday after the game. He said, "Nobody respects the fact that I'm the best running back in the country. They respect the fact that I'm the best quarterback in the country." And I thought that was really interesting. whatever NFL team takes me is getting a gem. I like the attitude. That's good.
Yeah, that
Oh
is.
my goodness.
AJ, what do you think about Arizona State as a team? Are they any good? It's hard to
They're,
tell.
they blew out Iowa State, but I don't know how good Iowa State is because they lost their last couple games in the stretch.
Right.
What do you got, H? What's on there?
Notre Dame got the 7.
I think
7.
that's okay. Well, okay.
Penn
At
State
least
got the 6.
okay. So Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame. Yeah, I'd like to see Arizona State. My brother-in-law has been down there, and he's been cheering for Arizona State for years, and they haven't won. I mean, I don't know when the last time they had a winning season.
Since Jake the Snake,
That's what I was going to say, Jake Plummer.
yeah,
I couldn't think of his name. Thanks for bringing it up. I couldn't think of his name.
yeah,
Yeah, Jake Plummer. That's exactly when the last time they won. So
yeah.
good for them.
He's gotten rich in the marijuana business.
Oh, is that where he is?
Yeah.
Yes, good for him all over the place.
Yep. All right. What
Ohio
AJ?
State got the 6th. I got the 8 seed.
Ohio State is lower than Notre Dame.
Notre Dame or Penn State, yeah.
That is outrageous.
Well, you can't finish the season by losing to Michigan. Being 25-point favorites, you know.
At least they played somebody.
No,
You okay, Abe?
Is Oregon going to win the whole thing? That's it. That's the big question.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you?
So. I think so.
I have my brother-in-law is a alum of the Washington Huskies, and he absolutely hates. He just calls them rotten duck bastards. That's what he said. I asked him who he was rooting for last night, and I said I want them both to lose. He said you have to root for Penn State for once. Anybody's better than Oregon. So that is a true rival hatred right there.
What did the score finish up at last night?
45-37, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So they fell 2 touchdowns behind, then went to 1, then went to again.
Yeah.
I fell asleep at the end. So.
They said Oregon actually got outgained by Penn State, but it didn't feel like it, man. It felt like Oregon could do whatever they wanted on offense against those guys.
Yes.
That's what I thought it looked like. All right.
2 more teams.
Have they announced 12 yet, AJ?
No. They haven't announced 12 or
5
or 11.
I'm surprised they're going this fast. Usually they drag this
Tennessee,
thing out.
Ohio State, that could be a shootout.
Oh, Tennessee, I completely forgot about them.
That could be a shootout.
At
Ohio State.
At Ohio State, okay. We need to get a pool going for this. I mean, right? There's got to be.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Do they start right away next weekend? Is that when do they start this?
No, December. Oh, yay! Indiana got in. Indiana, Notre Dame.
All right, Indiana. You got to do your stuff, man.
I love this.
Indiana should have gotten in. They were only at 1 loss.
I love this as a Big Ten guy because all these Big Ten teams are getting in, and they can all smack. They don't play each other, so they can smack all these other teams.
They better do better in the football tournament than they do in the basketball one. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of basketball, I went to the Wisconsin Marquette game yesterday.
No, did you really?
Yeah. A client friend of mine invited me. He had gotten from his wife tickets to this game last year, and I went with him and his sons. It was great. I had not seen a game in that Fiserv Forum yet. That was my first one.
I bet it was tremendous, wasn't it?
It was great. It was the biggest Marquette crowd ever in that arena, like 18,000 something.
Wasn't it the biggest crowd period?
They just announced it as Marquette's biggest crowd.
Oh.
But I'll tell you, I've been to the Bradley Center many times. This place to me sounds the best thing is sounds loud. It gets loud in there. It never did in the Bradley Center. They
Right? Yeah.
the acoustics are much better for crowd noise. Just great.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you a Marquette? I forgot that. Are you a Marquette guy or
No,
Buckeye?
I'm actually torn because I graduated from UW, but my parents met at Marquette. I was raised listening to Marquette basketball on AM radio. Um,
I'll be done.
my parents were the biggest Al McGuire fans in history, I think. So I always rooted for Marquette. So I kind of, even when I was in school at Wisconsin, I was rooting for Marquette and Wisconsin. Everybody said, "You can't do that. You got to hate those guys." But I do. I root for both of them. So yesterday I was torn, and then but the guy who took me was a Marquette guy, and he said, "All right, I'm buying everybody a shirt, but only no Badger shirts, only if you get Marquette stuff." So I got a Marquette sweatshirt, my first one ever.
Oh, nice, Jay. Nice.
There
Yeah,
it is.
and
that's
I'm a
what-
Marquette guy.
You are?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a nice. Oh, nice. Does it say Warriors on there? Or it's Golden Eagles?
No, it just says Marquette basketball.
Okay.
I like that it doesn't say Golden Eagles because I'd rather have. Uh, they didn't have any Warrior gear, unfortunately.
I bet they didn't.
Yeah, but it was good. I thought my observations of the game are Marquette's really has a good team. Both teams really play good defense, but my eyes were open to one player on the floor that I didn't expect was that Blackwell. That guy is really going to be good.
He's a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, he is tough. He's physical. He scored a lot of tough inside hoops. And plays really good defense. That guy's going to be. He already is really good. The other thing, Cam Jones is. I've never seen a player take bigger guys on finger roll moves to the hoop like he does. It was just beautiful. He really is good.
Yeah, he's good. Klesman was good yesterday too.
Yeah, he was.
But he was about the only one that was good.
Yeah. Tanjay didn't do much. He started off real well.
Kamari didn't do much either.
He was all over the place though. He's a good player. He fouled out.
Yeah, he did.
But he's really good. And the Badgers have the guys they bring in are decent contributors too.
Tanjay, Xavier, Amos.
Yeah. What's his name? The big thug. He actually had a pretty good game for him.
Stephen Call.
No, he was terrible. I'm not terrible. He doesn't do anything. He gets good rebounds. I think he finished with 2 points, 8 or 9 rebounds in like 30 minutes. I mean, he played a lot, but he just doesn't. He's not aggressive enough.
No.
But Marquette's got a lot of good. That Chase Ross is really a good defender, good athlete. Stevie Mitchell's a good defender and athlete. Yeah, they're really good.
They're really good. They don't have a game till Dayton next week, so
they remind me. They surprised me as for such a not tall and big, bulky team. They're pretty physical. Those guys, Marquette is.
I think we forget how good Marquette is because they don't have other sports that are on TV. Wisconsin's got the brand of other sports that are on TV. But Marquette's kind of like one of those schools that just pop up like once every 6 months. Kind of like Creighton. Kind of like Creighton in the same way. When Creighton knocked off Kansas the other night, everyone was shocked. I wasn't. McDermott's a good coach. So.
Yeah, he is good. They said the Marquette's next home game will be home game against Butler, whenever that is. I don't know when that is.
The 20. It's like the 17th or something.
Okay. Well, that was good. I was glad to see it. It was fun, good atmosphere.
Yeah, I think these are the two best teams in Wisconsin that we've had in how long, right? Right.
Yeah.
To your point, I think they're, Wisconsin could always sneak up on you, but for a Wisconsin team to be able to score 80 points, play some pretty solid defense, and Marquette, I just think they're just athletic.
Yeah.
They are. He just,
athletic.
Talk about an opposite team. Guard took 3 transfers this year. Shaka took none. So.
Yeah, I would say Wisconsin's. The more they play together, the better they'll be. because they haven't. You can tell they haven't quite played together that long. But that Tanji, I like how he is a foul drawer like they haven't had in a while.
Yeah,
He really goes to the basket hard.
He's aggressive. He's aggressive. One last one on the college football playoff noise.
All right.
Alabama is out.
What?
Oh, yay!
SMU is in.
Yeah, they did the right thing.
Yes.
That's fantastic. That's all I had to hear. You just made my day, AJ.
So all the picks are in now, H?
Yep.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4s, as you would expect. Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, Arizona State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, Indiana, SMU, Clemson.
Good.
In that order.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Great. All right. I'm going to switch to the NFL. We haven't talked since the Packers game.
Yes.
What-
Yeah.
They lost to the Lions
I was impressed.
with
The way we played.
what's that?
The way we played.
Okay. What?
I think we matched them firepower for firepower offensively. I think we got gypped on a few calls, but I think that with a healthy roster, I think we'll beat them.
I think that I heard Colin Cowherd, which I don't always like, but he said on Friday morning, he said Green Bay's got nothing to be ashamed of. It's just that he said I feel like they're about a year away. They haven't been together as long as Detroit has, and that's true too. You know, they got Josh Jacobs is great, but they're not used to having him. They got to work out their roles a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think.
On top of what you said, Jack, I think. Did you listen to the full thing of what Coward said?
What's that?
I listened to the full thing,
Mhm.
and Coward says this isn't going to work for Detroit the way they play. At the end of the year, it's just not going to work.
What does he mean by that?
Going for it on fourth down every time.
Well, it worked against them last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, he said it's not going to work. He said it's like I think he said it's like riverboat gambling. He said it's not going to work for you long term. Against teams like Philly and so.
Okay, AJ, can you kill the TV now that we know what the things are? Do you have
Yeah.
the sound?
Alexa, TV off.
Or just the sound? Yeah, much better. So, AJ, what do you think? What do you think for the Packers for the rest of the year? How do you think they'll do?
I think they'll be a wild card team now, which is kind of stating the obvious. But I think, my opinion, all three wild card teams are pretty much locked in, because the ninth place team is 6-6, and the highest they can get to is 10. So I think all three wild card teams are pretty much locked in. I think it'll be interesting if Washington gets to 7. I think they're potentially explosive. Minnesota may be vulnerable at 5. I think Green Bay, if they get the right matchup, could win a game or two. But it depends.
Okay. What do you think, Doug? What do you feel about the Packers?
First of all, game the other night, good, right? Solid. Started out too slow, but
Yes.
They going past, trying to pass the ball when they were running the ball like crazy. I know that they try to probably sway to the, to go to the unpredictable, but Detroit was banged up. It was time to have their way with them early on. So, the only disappointment, and again, I know it's because of injury on the Packers side, but just to try something a little, going more man to man. I mean, they average what? Packers average 6 yards a play. The Lions average 5. Okay, but the Lions ran 70-some plays to the Packers 40-some plays. All it was nickel and dime. They had 6 receivers that caught 5 or 6 passes for the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
All they did was dump, and we didn't seem like we had any real answer. And the only 2 times they blitzed were the totally obvious times to blitz, right? And then,
Yeah.
By the way,
they got the easy touchdown, and then they ran the screen pass to get inside at the end. So, yeah, I don't know.
Not to cause any controversy, but did you see Jared Goff's knee at the end of the game?
His knee?
What?
His
No.
knee was down when he handed the ball off to.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Why what's the rule?
If-
I don't know.
Did anybody touch him?
Nobody touched him. What are we playing? College football?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right. You're right. You're
My,
right.
my knee was down too. I was praying that they won, but
Yeah.
they
Ah.
didn't touch me either.
But now we
Uh,
got now we're off till the Sunday night game next week. So
Yeah, I like the Packers. I think they're going to they'll be a tough out. They'll be a tough out just like they were last year. But I agree. They don't seem to have everything. But who knows? You get one or two of the guys back.
They get Edgerrin Cooper back. That will help.
Yeah.
And
You get-
Jerry,
Yeah.
is Jerry ever going to play?
I don't
God.
know. Jerry's Jack Nicklaus out here.
There's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
I saw some shocking numbers out of like 62 games that have been in the regular season in his career. He's only played in like 30 some of them. He's missed like 30 games because of
Yeah.
injury and
Yeah.
suspension.
Yeah, when is his contract up? He might have to be a casualty just
A
some
year.
point in time.
A year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the league, if not
Yeah.
the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He and Rasul Douglas can go to Buffalo together.
I just want to see him. I hope they have a good game at Seattle.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Doug, either we're losing you or me. You froze out on us, Doug.
You might be losing me. If you lose me, I'll be back in just about a minute because I'm driving a dead zone pretty quick. So you
Okay.
guys keep chatting.
Okay. So AJ, who do they play on that Sunday night game?
Seattle.
Oh, it's at Seattle. Is it home or away?
At Seattle.
At Seattle. Okay. Well, that'll be an interesting game for
There are
them.
many scheduled: Seattle, New Orleans, Chicago, or Minnesota, Chicago.
New Orleans, they got in their schedule.
Yep. That's a dub. That's a Monday nighter.
Oh man, yeah, they are in prime time. Okay, AJ, what do you have anything else in the world of sports, or should we go to the words of wisdom?
Oh, I do actually.
Do you have something new, or you want?
No, I wanted to. We can go to the words of wisdom.
Okay, Doug, do you have anything you want to say before we go to we close with his words of wisdom? I think Doug isn't able to speak because of the dead zone that he's entering. Okay, man, AJ, it's time for that time of the week. Everybody's favorite part of every episode is advice from AJ. Advice gleaned from the world of sports that you can apply to make your everyday life better. AJ, what have you got for us this show?
All right. So I want to take this advice from one of my players. You know, I won't say the name because he knows who he is, but one of our players went through a tough time last year after missing a game-winning layup, and he decided after the retreat, after a preseason retreat, he's going to actually come out this year. So I'm excited for that. But the reason I want to say it's never too late to overcome your obstacles. You know, that could have been a big obstacle for him, not only in sports but in life, to overcome that sort of thing. I know it's just a sporting event, but for kids, you know, there's a lot of pressure when you're a high school kid and you're a big time athlete. Kids, they expect a lot from you. I think we got to temper the expectations for these kids because, you know, there's enough pressure with school and stuff too. I just think a lot of it's just a game. You know, I told my buddy one of the players the other day, it's just a game, just play. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, just play. Just let the kid play. And go from there.
Very good. Excellent, I'd even say.
Go from there.
All right.
Yeah, so
I love it.
So programming note, on Saturday I'll be home. So
Okay.
I'll be with my parents, so we could do a show then.
Okay. Hank, keep talking. I'll check. See. I think that should be just fine with me, AJ.
I got a game Friday and Tuesday.
Friday and Tuesday. Okay. So you're talking Saturday the 14th. Yep. wide open for me. So
Saturday the 14th,
yeah, should we say like 10 or 11 tentatively?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. That's a good programming note. We'll remind everybody via Facebook and our other channels that we'll be on live next Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
From the Bikini House.
from the Bikini Manor,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
the castle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
Excellent.
also, Jack,
Hmm.
just looking ahead
Yeah.
a little bit, we have games both the 21st and 20th. So
Okay.
I could do the show in the morning, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. I'm pretty flexible, so we can do that. But the next one, so our next show is going to be Saturday the 14th, tentatively at 11 a.m.
Yeah, Saturday the 14th.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Sounds
Okay, AJ, good job. I love the advice this week. You're right. It's never too late to
Yeah.
turn your life around. And not, that sounds a little dramatic, but to
to overcome something.
overcome obstacles. That's better.
Exactly.
Yep. You're right on.
Exactly.
All right. And it's a great day because SMU, the Southern Methodists, are in, and I'm a Northern Methodist. I don't
Yay!
even... I'm not a Methodist, but I will be for them. All right. Cool. I'm glad to hear it. AJ Bokine.
All right, boys.
You take care. Have a great week. You're busier than heck. You're counseling. You're
I start school.
Tutoring.
I start work.
Excellent. You're coaching. You're making a lot of difference, AJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I try
great.
to do every day.
Keep up the great work, dude.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Take care. That's it from AJ Bokine.